Hello, and welcome to this presentation on the 7 steps for problem solving and decision making. Today we will discuss many aspects that revolve around setting an organization's mission and relating it to its vision and goals. We will also discuss how time management can play a very important role in an organization's efficiency and employee productivity. Let's get started. So, what is a mission statement? A mission is a written declaration of an organization's core purpose and focus that normally remains unchanged over time. An organization's mission is the core around which the organization's vision, goals, plans, and tactics revolve around. Properly crafted mission statements serve as filters to separate what is important from what is not. They clearly state which markets will be served and how to go about serving them, and they communicate a sense of intended direction for the entire organization. An example of a mission statement is this. The mission of SCE at AUC is to provide lifelong learning to our participants by extending the resources of the university to Egypt and beyond. A mission is different from a vision in that the mission is the cause and the vision is the effect. And a mission is something to be accomplished, whereas a vision is something to be pursued for that accomplishment. What do we mean by that? A vision is an aspirational description of what an organization would like to achieve or accomplish in the short or long-term future. It is intended to serve as a clear guide for choosing current and future courses of action. An example of a vision is this. Our vision at Coca-Cola is to be a great place to work where people are inspired to be the best they can be and bring to the world a portfolio of quality beverage brands that anticipate and satisfy people's desires and needs. After setting and specifying a mission and vision, we need to set the organization's goals. Now, goals are the overall objectives of a business that have been established by its management and communicated to its employees. The organizational goals of a company typically focus on its long-range intentions for operating and its overall business philosophy that can provide useful guidance to employees. An example of a goal is this. One goal of our supermarket chain is to increase our selling space by 25% by completing an addition to your building within a year. Goals are then followed by plans that will lead to reaching these goals, and finally, identifying the tactics or approaches that will be followed to implement these plans. Let's talk more about goals since all of the company's plans and strategies will revolve around them. Goals should be SMART, which means they need to be specific and not broad, measurable so that we can measure how much of them is achieved, attainable through the available resources, relevant to the overall mission and vision of an organization, and finally, they need to be timely, which means we need to set realistic deadlines for achieving those goals. Let's examine a goal to see if it's smart or not. Before going into further details about the application of the strategic management framework, we need to discuss a very important element to an organization's success. That is time management. Let's stop for a moment to reflect on how we can manage our time better. I want you to take a moment and think of your typical working day. What are some activities or tasks that take a lot of time out of your day? These could be personal or work-related. It is all about managing your time effectively so that the right time is allocated to the right activity. Now, effective time management allows both individuals and teams to assign specific time slots to activities according to their importance. And time management refers to making the best use of time as time is always limited. Ask yourself which activity is more important and how much time should be allocated to each one. Know which work should be done earlier and which can be done a little later. In his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Stephen Covey has introduced a useful time management matrix which facilitates time management via categorizing the tasks into categories based on the degree of urgency and importance. You simply start by listing all the tasks or activities that need to be done, and then draw a 4-cell matrix in which you start adding tasks from the list you have. Let's see how this looks on the matrix. The first quadrant in the matrix is for the immediate and important deadlines, such as meeting deadlines for projects or preparing for a soon to be conducted meeting or handling pressing problems or crises that happen around the office. The second quadrant is for the important, however not urgent matters, including long-term development plans. And these are things that are similar to building relationships around the office, recreation and retreat activities, staff empowerment, and maybe planning for presentations or actually sitting down to create presentations. The third quadrant is for the urgent but not important tasks. These are time-pressured distractions that are not really important but someone wants them done now. These are some phone calls, for example, replying to mail and finalizing reports, things like popular activities and things like also interruptions where somebody walks in the office and asks you to give them a certain report or help them find something. And the fourth quadrant is for things that are neither important nor urgent. And these would include those activities that yield little value and are often used for taking a break from time-pressured and important activities. And that is, for example, filtering through your junk mail, engaging in office gossip, mindless TV, or watching something. This matrix will help you prioritize tasks and will make time management a much easier process. Let's go through a quick exercise on how to make use of Covey's time management matrix. Listen to the following tasks and select the quadrant in which you think they should be placed. Attending a last-minute meeting to plan for next year's activities. Replying to a friend request on Facebook. Building relationships with colleagues at the office. Submitting a project with a deadline tomorrow. Now, why don't you go ahead and use that matrix to prioritize your to-do list in terms of urgency and importance as we explained today? You will find an empty matrix under extra resources in the online module on the course page on Moodle. Remember to include all of your tasks even if some are not work-related. You can use a personal or a professional list of things to do in this exercise. Happy time management, and I'll see you in class.